like to call to order this regular meeting of the Lincoln-Lancaster County Planning Commission of April 13th, 2022. A printed agenda is available outside the hearing room, and a copy of the full agenda, including the staff reports, is available at the front of the chambers with the clerk. The Open Meetings Act is posted just inside the doors at the back of the room. If you parked in the parking garage across the street to the north, the gate is open and no parking coupons are needed. Out of courtesy for those attending this meeting, commissioners, and the staff, cellular phone usage is not permitted in these chambers during any portion of this meeting. We appreciate your cooperation. The Planning Commission action today is final on the following agenda item, 1.2C, Special Permit 22007. Any aggrieved person may appeal final action of the Planning Commission to the City Council or the County Board by filing a notice of appeal with the clerk within 14 days following the action of the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission action on all other items is a recommendation to the City Council or County Board. The first item of business is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held March 30th, 2022.
Move to approve March 30th minutes.
Second, Rodenberg.
Shelley?
Ball,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Core,
Yes.
Joy,
Yes.
Rodenberg,
Yes.
Ryman Yost,
Yes.
Edgerton.
Yes.
Minutes are approved, 7-0.
The next item of business is the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda will be called at the same time and will not be scheduled for a separate public hearing unless there is a request from someone wishing to speak or at the request of a commission member. I will ask Shelley to read all the consent agenda items into the record. Once those items are read, she will ask if there is anyone wishing to speak. If you wish to speak on an item on the consent agenda, we would ask that you stand and state that item. That item will then be removed from the consent agenda and scheduled as a separate public hearing under Section 3 of today's agenda. All items remaining on the consent agenda will be voted upon in total with a motion for approval. Shelley, please call the items on the consent agenda, please.
I want to please note that item 1.1 CPC, Comprehensive Plan Conformance 22004, is being removed from the consent agenda for public hearing with request to have continued public hearing in 2 weeks. The rest of the items on the consent agenda include 1.2A, Annexation 22005, to annex approximately 2.65 acres, more or less, and adjacent rights-of-way on property generally located at South 88th Street and Pioneers Boulevard, associated with 1.2B, change of zone 22008 from AGR Agricultural Residential District to R1 Residential District on property generally located at South 88th Street and Pioneers Boulevard, and associated item 1.2C, Special Permit 22007, to allow for a CUP Community Unit Plan over approximately 2.65 acres for up to 8 dwelling units with associated waivers to sidewalks and sidewalk location, sanitary sewer flow opposite street grade, location and depth, yard setbacks, local street standard, and stormwater detention on property located at South 88th Street and Pioneers Boulevard, and this is final action. Are there any ex parte communications to be disclosed on these items?
No, there are not.
Are there any ex parte communications that took place or additional information you learned while visiting these sites to be disclosed?
No.
If there is anyone here wishing to speak on these consent agenda items, please stand and state that item.
Seeing none, we will entertain a motion.
I'd move to approve the consent agenda. Campbell?
Second, Core.
Shelley?
Ball,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Core,
Yes.
Joy,
Yes.
Rodenberg,
Yes.
Ryman Yost,
Yes.
Edgerton.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
I will now ask Shelley to call the request for deferral.
We did receive written communication from the applicant requesting that agenda item 5.1, preliminary plat 4011A, to be placed on hold until further notice. This again is for preliminary plat 0411A for a preliminary plat amendment to show a revised street layout with associated waiver on property located at Waterford Estates Drive and Linwood Lane, and this is going to be put on hold.
I move that we put preliminary plat 04011A on pending.
Second, Joy.
Ball,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Core,
Yes.
Joy,
Yes.
Rodenberg,
Yes.
Ryman Yost,
Yes.
Edgerton.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Is there anyone here wishing to speak on this application today? Okay, we will now proceed to public hearing. The staff will make a brief presentation. The applicant will then be requested to present his or her testimony, followed by those who wish to testify in support, followed by those who wish to testify in opposition. The staff will then be given an opportunity to respond to the testimony, and then the applicant shall have an opportunity for rebuttal. If during your testimony you have copies of documents or materials you would like distributed to the Planning Commission members and/or included as part of the record, please provide that information to the clerk for distribution. Each person testifying should state their name and address and shall have 5 minutes to speak, unless additional time is requested and granted. The timer will go off after 4, then you will have 1 minute to wrap up your testimony. The Planning Commission will vote immediately at the close of the public hearing, unless the commission votes to defer action or continue the public hearing. Shelley, please call the first public hearing item.
Yes, the first public hearing item is moved from the consent agenda, item 1.1, Comprehensive Plan Conformance 22004, to review as to conformance with the 2050 Lincoln Lancaster Comprehensive Plan for Bishop Heights Redevelopment Plan, a proposal guide for redevelopment activities within the redevelopment plan area, including mixed-use commercial and residential uses on property located at the Bishop Heights Shopping Center at South 27th Street and Highway 2. Are there any ex parte communications to be disclosed on this item?
No.
Are there any ex parte communications that took place or additional information you learned while visiting any of this site to be disclosed?
No. Tim?
Tim C., Tim C., Assistant City Attorney. This will be short and sweet, but this matter was on the consent agenda today. When we looked at the staff report, there is only a summary of the redevelopment plan attached to that staff report as opposed to the entire document. In order to be fair to anyone who may have looked at the staff report and saw only a summary, we wanted to go ahead and allow them to, we'll allow staff to make the change, insert the entire redevelopment plan to the staff report, and then give folks an opportunity to read that over the course of the next 2 weeks. The staff report, the redevelopment plan is available online. You can click on the link and see the entire document, but if you were just looking at the staff report, you would have missed some pages. So to be fair to everyone, that's why we're here. I think the request on behalf of staff, and I believe the applicant being Urban Development Department and the potential developer, is to hold the public hearing open for 2 additional weeks. We'll have continued public hearing on the 27th and take action on that day. So I think the request of the commission at this time would be to make a motion to hold the public hearing open and to take action defer action until the 27th.
Any questions for Tim?
Go ahead.
I think mine is easy. So the redevelopment plan, you said there's a link. Is it in addition to what was in the report?
The staff report has a summary sort of the redevelopment plan. The actual document, the actual redevelopment plan is about 17 pages longer than that. So
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So basically, do you want to go ahead and have presentations today, or should we just put it on a pending for 2 weeks?
I think, as is usually the case, if someone's here and wants to testify today, this is a public hearing. If someone wants to talk about the item, they certainly can today. But I would just ask the commission to hold the hearing open for an additional 2 weeks and not close the public hearing today.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right.
We make a motion just to defer until 2 weeks. Is that going to be sufficient?
You can do that, but I would ask you to make a specific
The open
in
hearing.
the motion that we keep it open.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Per Tim's suggestion, I would entertain a motion.
Do we need to maybe just ask if anyone wants to talk on it today?
Is there anyone who would like to talk upon this matter in front of us today? Okay. Now I'll take a motion.
I would move that we delay this public hearing for 2 weeks, and we'll resume action on Comprehensive Plan Conformance 22004 at that time.
You have to say we hold it open, right?
Yeah, hold it
And you'll
open.
have those words in there?
Yeah,
I'll second that motion with the words open.
hold it open.
Any other discussion? Shelley?
Ball,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Core,
Yes.
Joy,
Yes.
Rodenberg,
Yes.
Ryman Yost,
Yes.
Edgerton.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
At this time, anyone wishing to speak on an item not on the agenda may do so. Seeing none, I will take a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn?
Second core?
Shelley?
Ball,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Core,
Yes.
Joy,
Yep.
Rodenberg,
Yes.
Ryman Yost,
Yes.
Edgerton.
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned 7-0.
Thank you.